Hello and a warm welcome to Hamburg in northern Germany, where I'm delighted to say we've got live ITU World Triathlon Series racing this weekend. For the hard to kind of overestimate how difficult it's been to get this race on. It's a tremendous effort to see these guys out there.
I'm going to remember that picture forever. Alistair Brownlee, number 66.
22 World Triathlon Series wins. No one has more than that. No one's got 2 Olympic gold medals either. Stand by.
On your mark.
Well, we thought we'd never see it, but we are going to get WTS racing in 2020. We're underway in Hamburg. It looked like a clean start. Of course, 10-second time penalties today. Doesn't want to get himself involved with that. And a decent start, too, from the defending world champion, Vincent Lewis.
Yeah, the next to him, that might be Jonas Schoenberg. I'm trying to spot the number, but it looks like his wetsuit with a silver cap, the orange swim cap go. He knows where he needs to be. Great swimming here so far. So looking at the picture right now, in the front, that is Vincent Lewis. Then the orange cap, that is Alistair Brownlee. Alois Knabel in the silver, who pushed the pace at the beginning, dropping back a little bit now. And on his feet, that is Jonas Schoenberg and Jonathan Brownlee. All guys who we expect to see put the hammer down on the bike as well. Possibly some breakaways, so it'll be interesting.
Interesting, yeah. 300 meters to go in the water. Well, Schoenberg certainly taught the talk before the race, and at the moment he's walking the walk in the water.
He is
right up there, along with the likes of Alistair Brownlee, Vincent Lewis, Johnny Brownlee and Knabel. But there's not a massive amount of
Schoenberg and Johnny Brownlee with them, and now they're on their way out of the water, roughly, well, somewhere around 100 meters to go, maybe 50. And they're up onto the ramp. Oh, here they are already.
Yeah, Brownlee just was going to go down the other side, and then at the last minute veered to his right. So he's out first in a time of 8 minutes and 25 seconds. 10, that's for sure. Vincent Lewis the whole way down the transition zone to number 1.
But you see how it stretches out in a field like this. It's basically one big field, but still, Mario Mola in 40th, 21 seconds down. So they need to make sure fast transition, form a good group there.
Mola's going to have some time to make up. Olaza is away before his fellow countrymen.
Very good transition, though, by Mario Mola. Very, very speedy. Well,
you can kind of cater for all kind of eventualities, but that's not one that you would normally think would give you a problem. But Stornes, an early setback for the former winner of the Bermuda WTS.
Well, and that's an interesting here with the speed of Ali Brownlee that he put out off transition. Little breakaway here right now.
Koenigs and Berger at the head of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bunch behind here really struggling. I mean, if you look at the start list here at the single rider, Jonas Breinlinger from Germany, he didn't even, like, he's trying to make, bridge the gap to the front, but he's the only one who's not in his shoes yet because he knows the lead again. And there we go. Leo Berger around the turn. Justus Nieschlag. And again, it is Velasa and Johnny Brownlee struggling around that turn, again having to get out of the saddle, really putting down serious power. And every time they do that, it hurts those running legs a little bit.
Yeah, well, the message would have gone out. They'd have got the information, the chasing group, that they had made up a bit of time, and then that wasn't the case anymore. And in fact, the leading eight just sneaked a second or two back further ahead. So the likes of Blumenfeld and Murray will need to try and do something about it. They've only got about 2.5 kilometers to reduce this gap, otherwise they're going to have it all to do on the run.
I mean, looking at this front group right now, if I was Vincent Lewis, I would be the most relaxed guy in that group because he's got the run. He knows Justus Nieschlag, he cannot afford for the other group to catch back up on them. He must see that Johnny is struggling a little bit around those turns. And he's probably hoping that Alistair doesn't have the running punch right now. So he's probably the one who's in one of the best positions there in that front group right now.
Soyella gains towards the head of that chasing group. Olaza, Mola there on the left-hand side. There's so many
into transition as well. Velasha, Brownlee, Vincent Lewis, Justus Nieschlag, Dorian Koenigs, Leo Berger is in there. Mark Devay from Hungary, and now just it's key. Fast transition, that is the key here.
Got to get off before that line, otherwise it's a 10-second time penalty. Koenigs just had an issue there controlling the bike. Alistair, of course, in 66, right at the back there. He will be into his shoes first, but then he's got to run the whole length of the transition zone. Vansel Lewis is the other end. It's probably about 80 meters apart, those two.
Yep.
Where they're racking those bikes. Looks like a decent transition so far for Vansel Lewis. He's away cleanly.
All right, 22 seconds for that chase group. They're just coming in. Oh.
Well, that's Vansel Lewis's bike.
On the ground.
Mola.
13:41 on the track over 5K this year already. Eden out onto the run course. And here comes Alex Yee. Watch out for him. 13:26 on the 5K this year, but obviously without the swim and the bike before.
Meanwhile, Anassa up front with Berger, then Vansel Lewis, then Alistair Brownlee.
And you know that, you know, Vilasha in the front, Leo Berger.
Alex Yee.
Yep, there he is. Running up towards the back of Johnny Brownlee as well. In the women's race as well. We don't know, you know, it's very hard to peak for a race like this because they had very short time to go from staying fit kind of training to peaking.
The real surprise today from Portugal, hanging tough in search of what would be a breakthrough podium for him. They've got just over 600 meters to go, and we could be in for a thrilling finish. Just wonder. Brilliant display this from Vansel Lewis. He couldn't have had a better swim. He had the perfect bike in that lead group of 8. And now he sprinted away from his fellow countrymen, and the Portuguese, a look behind, tells him there's absolutely no danger. And he can probably just about start to enjoy it. With 100 meters to go, it is a really sharp turn, as you'll see in a moment, when he comes down towards the blue carpet, but he's dropped his main 2 rivals, and Vilaça has gone ahead of Berger. The Portuguese could well be booked for the silver, but there's no danger to Vansel Lewis. He's going to defend his title. An extraordinary display in an extraordinary year. The world champion for 2020 backs up his title last year. A brilliant victory. What a race from Vilaça in second. And Leo Berger's first podium. He'll finish third.
What a fantastic race here. Unbelievable. The top 3, Vincent Luce, the defending world champion, taking charge of the run course here. And interesting to see just before the finish line as we get the next guys coming in. Look at that field. Alex Yee running himself into 5th position. Richard Murray in there. We've got Alistair Brownlee, Dorian Konings in there. And what a fantastic race here in Hamburg to kick off the World Championship at Hamburg Wasser World Triathlon. The WTS series is back.
Made it a mission, I think, to defend that title. And the plan was executed perfectly. I mean, it was a stellar race from Vansel. I mean, nothing could have gone better, really, could it, at any stage?
Absolutely not. And it was great to hear him in the interview when he said, of course, I knew I was fit and I trained with the best in the world. This is an interesting expression coming from the 2-time world champion now, who is the best in the world, but he had a fantastic training group around him, and there he is. Beautiful pictures for the 2nd year in a row, taking the trophy.